Here you go, boys. Say, you both look like you got a furphy or two to tell.
G'day everybody and welcome to Crackin Furphys, the news commentary podcast where the boys and I crack some furphies over some cold ones. I'm your publican Drew Agnew, and joining me along the bar are my good mates Dan and Tom. Boys, how are we going today on the Easter weekend? My goodness gracious, it was nice to have 4 days off. But Dan, we'll start with you. How have you been going, my friend? Have you been, I don't know, licking poles, getting coronavirus, doing whatever you do in the city? I don't know. Seems like, you know...
Licking every Stoby pole I see, tongue kissing every stranger I see, and I still haven't got it, so I've come to the conclusion that I'm immune.
I went...
There's no real scientific backing behind that. It's just a hunch, but clearly I'm immune.
Yeah, well, you're like Ellie.
Vaxxed.
You're like Ellie from The Last of Us. You've got to do scientific experiments on you so we can defeat this virus. You're the only answer.
Chop my brain out. I need my brain.
Yeah, well.
I'm sorry, Dan.
Yeah, we need it more, mate. We need it more. I went to the Beachport markets on the weekend, and it was just full of people. And I was like, I felt a bit insecure, a bit nervous about things. Been around that many people, so could only imagine what it's like for Dan every day. Just hustle and bustle down Rundle Mall to get his pair of jocks and Target. You know, just the daily
Just
sort of
getting
drive.
a new pair of jocks every single day.
Yeah, just you buy one pair of tradie underwear.
Can't wash them. Better go buy a new pair.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's right.
That I've got a pair of jocks which are that stretched, and they're elastic's buggered. But my God, I'm not wasting them. They still cover my bum. It's all good,
Mate, if the threads are still there, they're good to wear.
That's right. And everyone, that is Tom. Tom, how have you been going?
I've been good, mate. It's been a busy couple of days because we've been shifting house, but other than that, it's been a bloody good weekend.
Awesome.
I don't mind having 4 days off.
The kids enjoyed all the Easter celebrations with chocolate and all that?
Oh, mate, they have been loving it. They're off with their mum in, I don't know, somewhere over in Victoria at the moment. So a little bit sorely missed here at the household, but no doubt when they get back, they'll get showered in chocolate from us as well. So why not?
Yeah,
they'll be loving life.
That's awesome. So you got a nice quiet household at the moment, for better or for worse. You're like, oh, it's kind of nice for like a couple of hours, but it gets a bit, miss the kids.
That's right.
You're like,
and then you
like,
just
no,
go
I
and
never
work
miss
on
them.
your furfies. No, I do. Trust me, it's mad when they go on. It's too quiet.
I was
too much peace. You know that feeling?
Yeah. I was home alone the other day, and it's
too quiet.
Like sitting in bed. I'm like, this is weird. Just like using the time where it's nice and quiet, but it's
Can't say I relate too much to that compared to living alone, like I do compared to the two young dads in the chat.
Young dads in the chat.
Bloody Dan walks in and he's like, it's too quiet here. And then he just sits down and he's like, much better.
Yeah, no, he just rustles a shopping bag just to get some noise in the place. He's like, oh.
I just bump my kitchen table repeatedly.
I like to imagine that he's got a bag attached to a piece of string, so when he's lonely, he just rustles it and he's like, and then he goes back to what he's doing.
Is this true, Dan? Can we confirm?
Unfortunately, it's not within reaching distance right now, but I can confirm that Russell the rustling bag is a confirmed story.
Wow.
Home Alone Dan. He's like the star. He's rigged up traps all over his apartment or house. Loving it.
What do you count your place as, Dan? It's like half a house. What do you call it? Is it an apartment?
Flat.
It's a flat.
Like a unit.
There you go. Just revolutionary.
Was it a studio?
You call it a studio. That's cool, Dan.
Studio apartment. Except it's not an apartment building, so
it's just a studio. It's where the magic happens. Come back to just Dan's place.
Bunker.
Or the bunker.
Where he spits some straight fire. He's got some bars. We heard.
Where I spit my furfies.
A few weeks ago, he was spitting some straight fire over the outtakes.
Speaking of furfies, boys, what do we
do it again this evening?
What are we drinking today, guys? We actually got some drinks this nice weekend. I'm on the Kraken. And I'm not cracking Furphys. I'm just
damn.
Kraken. The Kraken and cola.
Kraken.
Enjoy it in the nice stubby. I don't know if I need it. With working that tomorrow. The caffeine in it. But here we are.
True.
Influenced by
Here we are.
you bad boys.
You only live once, Drew. Drink that Kraken.
It's true.
YOLO, as the kids say.
Don't know. The kids.
What's your preferred mixer? Are you a Kraken and cola or a Kraken and Dry guy?
I'll probably say Kraken and cola. Yeah, I quite like the cola. A little bit too much. Might have one a couple of times too often during the week. But it is what it is.
Hello. It is.
Diabetes will find me soon.
I'm very partial. Very partial to the Kraken and Dry.
Yeah, I don't mind a bit of dry.
Chuck a bit of lime in there.
Dry
Oh, mwah.
Yeah, delicious.
Chef kiss.
Definitely about it, but I definitely prefer the Coke. But when I was working at the pub,
fair.
everyone was
Prefer the Coke.
everyone was just all about the dry, and I was pretty much the only cola guy. So I was outnumbered there, and it made me feel a bit nervous, boys. Actually, just being around people with different mindsets, scary stuff. I don't know if I can do that too often.
I mind a bit of Sailor Jerry's dry with a splash of lime.
Ooh,
That sounds
hello.
shabby.
Sounds delicious.
But yeah, there's no pack mentality about sticking out, being the only cola guy. You feel surrounded.
Yeah, no, it's no good.
You must
Dangerous
conform to
waters.
us.
Yeah, be a sheep.
You work with
I-
sheep, now become a sheep.
No.
I am on the full strength Great Northerns because if you're going to do something, you may as well do it right.
Wait, so you're drinking water then?
But they're full strength.
Delicious water, Dan. Delicious water. Delicious
right.
fizzy yeasty water.
Delicious caramel coloured, very similar to the tap water in Millicent coloured water.
Dan's just disappointed that it's not salt and vinegar flavored or whatever his pale ales that he gets from the bottle-o.
His golden gay time IPAs.
Yeah,
you jest, but those are actually a thing.
I know.
I know they're a thing.
You've had some.
I haven't been to the bottle shop in a while, so I am drinking the pink lemonade sours still.
Ooh, nice. I'm here for that.
He likes a nice flamingo on his can, doesn't he? This damn boy.
The can says flamingo.
He's a budding ornithologist.
Why? Because they don't GAF. They're out there flamingoing all day, every day, whether you like it or not. Be a flamingo, you beautiful creature, you.
I love how Dan always has like these beautiful like poetic things written on the back of his beers. Mine's like, is beer.
Yeah, mine. I don't know if mine says anything. No, it's got the ingredients and whatever.
Release is Sig Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
Contains water, other rum-related ingredients.
What about you,
Sugar.
Drew? How was your first Easter with a little man?
It was good. Went to our parents' place and put out Easter eggs, and Lucas went around running after them, even though he's only a couple of weeks old, 10 weeks old at this point. No, I didn't really. I was hoping the grandparents were just going to load him up with eggs and I was going to eat them. Not so much the case.
Yeah.
He got clothes and things that he could actually use, which was disappointing. I got to admit, boys.
I mean,
Come on, Bill. Come on, Karen.
You'll
the
find
man
you
some
hit the
sugar.
sweet spot where like people be like, are they old enough to have chocolate? And they give you some, and you're just like, they're not going to remember this. This is now my chocolate. This is my reserve stores. They're not conscious enough to understand that this is for them.
Your chocolate? My chocolate.
My chocolate.
Yeah,
now, boys.
he's like the Russia. He's like our chocolate.
I might just have to take a bit of a pee break here, boys. My baby's crying, apparently. I've got to go and ease him to sleep. So
That's okay.
I'll be back in a jiffy, boys.
We condone parenting at the bar.
We're a family-friendly bar here, boys. Don't you worry about that. All right, I'll see you in a bit.
Bloody get back under the bar stool and stop crying. What's on the cards for you then, Dan? What do you got coming up? What's on the horizon?
Well, I've got a very quiet week of work coming up with half the office away on holidays between 4 days off for Easter and then another long weekend next weekend for Anzac Day. So going to be spinning on my chair in the office for a lot.
Spinning on the chair, twiddling the thumbs.
was twiddling. Might even make a cheeky house of cards. Find some way to pass 4 days away.
Was it last week or the week before you were mentioning that the future of your area was a little bit uncertain? Is it still looking that way, or is it kind of the sun come out and everything's looking a bit better?
It's still slightly uncertain.
I'll take slightly over definitely any day.
They said in a staff meeting that they renounced that information as part of a stock releasing strategy. Given I am not a stock bro, I don't particularly understand. But they said highly unlikely. They just had to release that for freedom of information. And I've still got 3 months to work out what direction to go. What about you? How's the next week looking to you?
I mean, it's good. At the moment, I'm doing a lot of online data processing for one of the companies that we work for. We get a drone to fly out over all these big pine plantations, and it takes a buttload of photos. And then I sit behind a computer and yeah, pretty much. I just have to go, that's alive, that's alive, that's alive, that's dead, that's maybe not so good. And that's what I'm doing tomorrow. And the rest of the week, I'll be doing walking. It'll be like a Lord of the Rings film. I'll be like Frodo. Walk. Tree, a little bit more walking.
Are you familiar with Tom Cardy at all?
Oh boy, am I ever. I'm not even halfway through.
Walk. Fuck off, they keep walking. Walk.
That was for the first time. Yeah, it's a good track.
How's your week looking, Drew? Now that you've returned from parenting at the bar, you slid Lucas under the pool table to get some sleep.
He just won't stay there. He keeps on drifting off to the urinal. And
when a boy's hungry, he's got to search out some cakes. Doesn't matter where they are.
No, it's been good. It's been a really good weekend. Just like I said earlier, went to the Beachport markets full of people and that, and bought some food, donuts. Just a bunch of stuff. I absolutely love the fresh Lions donuts. They're like the best. Just piping hot, full of cinnamon, delicious. And today,
it's such a dangerous treat.
Oh yeah, it is
because it's so delicious. But it's like, am I going to burn my tongue here?
Don't know. I fill up on them pretty easy, so I can stop. But yeah, I get pretty full on them. But today I bought a gaming PC, which I'm excited about.
Oh damn!
Ooh, that's a minor purchase.
Yeah, so I bought that like literally not long before we started. Like I was speccing it out and stuff, and rang Bryce, who helped walk me through some of the pieces and all of that I need included. Because what I really want to do is I'm going to get a racing wheel and like get into like sim races and stuff, which is going to be it's going to be fun.
Speaking of, I've just picked up Gran Turismo.
Yeah, so
now
thanks for the good segue there, Drew.
No worries.
I have heard that it is fantastic. It's like harkens back to like Gran Turismo 3, where you have to like race and beat people to get your money and buy your cars. But I mean, they've added in microtransactions to help buy stuff.
The driving is very good. I wish there was a career mode, but it is very microtransaction-y.
There is like a career mode where you're going through it.
Yeah, the menu books, it's not quite the same. That's just go and win this race rather than work your way up through the Grand Prix to win this, blah, blah, blah.
That's right.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but it is like a bit of a single-player thing to do.
Start by driving Herbie the Love Bug and then go into F1.
Kind of is, actually. You start off with some little buggies and stuff to go through.
Let's bloody get a whole bunch of us to drive a whole heap of Toyota Yaris's, and then we're going to end up in the F1s about 2 months' time. Look out, Shoemaker, I'm coming for you.
Because you do start off with like some really like just basic cars where like I'm like, Chantel, like I think you literally have this car. I don't know. I don't know if I need to be playing this in the game, but you do build up to some pretty cool stuff. And I really like the that sort of music mode, Dan, where you're trying to basically beat your time.
The music rally.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
I didn't mind that. So speaking of getting the cars, I picked it up maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. And then I got a gift from the from Polyphony in the form of 1 million credits for their servers being down despite having not been affected by it whatsoever.
Oh, damn.
So that getting 1 million free credits straight off the bat is kind of a little bit game breaking, but
What did you call the developers? Do you call them Polyphony?
yeah, it's Polyphony.
It's Polyphony.
Polyphony. Polyphony.
It's Polyphony.
Well,
I'm staying well out of this because I'm renowned for pronouncing things wrong.
Oh, well, I
could
can't
be-
talk about pronunciation, but I know it's not Polyphony.
look, it's in the ear of the beholder, all right?
Yeah, oh yeah, fair enough. So are you enjoying it, Dan? Because I've never really known you to be into
enjoying it.
like sim races.
I downloaded it, so I've got it just on the PlayStation and jump in and out for like 20 minutes at a time, which is good. Helps it stay fresh. Did say I did wish there was a bit more of an engaging. Oh, hello.
Uh-oh. Podfather.
Oh,
What have you done?
Drew's been abducted. If you're still there, listener, which I'm not sure if you are or not, Drew has descended into the void.
He's gone into Avernus. Can we hear
Drew,
him? or
can
is
you
that
hear us?
yes, I can, boys.
We're playing bloody Marco Polo over the internet here.
Marco
Oh,
Polo.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys can hear me. What's going on here? I've turned to a bit of a ghost, have I, boys?
this is I think it may have been triggered by me holding up 3 microphones to my face.
I think
but
Ash has ripped out another cable.
your screen has just gone black, and
Yep.
Zencaster has given up the ghost.
I was looking at you holding up 2 microphones. I'm like, what's going on there? Are you?
I just
Old Tommy 3 microphones here.
I want to feel like one of those press meetings where everyone's got a mic jammed in my face.
So Tom, what is your opinion on the state of politics today?
Yes. Next question.
Like
Are
absolutely.
we actually still recording?
Yeah, we're still recording, Dan. We're always
We've got
still
some
recording.
riveting content for the listeners here.
I've always got
never
I've always
not
got backups. I've got 2 backups going on top of what you guys can see. So don't you worry
Man's
about
got
that.
backups on backups on backups.
No, it's just
You don't worry about the Podfather. He's got contingencies upon contingencies.
That's right. And I've also got backups because you guys can just re-say everything that you've been saying.
That's right. And someone's got to go through and
upload the quarter of an episode that I get.
someone's got to go through and type out all these texts of all the words we've done, so that the people who are deaf that are listening to our podcast know what we're saying.
Well, they could transcripts, so you can transcript the whole episode and put it up. A lot of people do actually, because if you're a little bit hearing impaired, you can sort of read along to it and like just clarify what people are saying.
That's a big brain play right there.
It's
Big
also,
brain move.
yeah, it's also good for SO. Oh, what's it called again? Search engine optimization, where you know
SEO.
every single topic you like touch on, Google can sort of understand
While
what's in the
away, and it's-
podcast.
Yeah, I just want to go on the record here and say I haven't touched on any topics at all. My lawyers have told me that I shouldn't touch on any topics, young or old, doesn't matter, what they look like, male or female, just don't touch on anything at all.
Well, that's good because I've never had that talk. So
Well, I'll get my people to talk to your people, and
please, I need that.
we'll get it sorted.
We'll just loop back on that. We'll circle back around.
I'll get my kids to talk to your kids,
oh,
give or take a few years.
I have an important meeting on the playground.
That's right. Cookies for all.
yeah, boys, let's move into some furfies before I literally fall off the edge of the earth. Yeah, how's that sound?
I think it's too late for that.
It's a good plan.
But anyway,
I'm just a nice black screen to you boys. All right, who wants to go first? I reckon Daniel, you're looking moist.
Ooh.
I can go first.
All right, let's hear them.
Story number 1. Surgeon in Austria who amputated the wrong leg says her actions were due to human error.
Whoops.
Story number 2. Hospital worker who used dead patient's bank card 20 minutes after she died avoids jail. And
I see the
story
theme here.
number 3.
They're all horrible.
Irishman hospitalised with severe case of the hiccups.
He's back.
He's back.
He's returned.
He's returned from his great journey.
Hello, boys.
Return of the King.
Is me, Drew. All right.
Okay. Lay some more of these info bites on us, please, Mr. Dan.
Story number 1. An Austrian court has fined a surgeon for amputating the wrong leg of an elderly patient.
Oh, that's fucked.
The surgeon had marked the wrong leg of the 82-year-old patient for amputation ahead of the operation in May in the central town of Freistadt, only noticing the mistake 2 days after carrying out the surgery. While the 43-year-old defendant told the court her actions were due to human error, the judge found her guilty of gross negligence and fined her 2,700 euros, about 4,300 Australian, with half the amount suspended, a spokesperson for the tribunal in the northern city of Linz said. The court awarded $7,900 in damages plus interest to the widow of the patient, who died before the case came to court. The surgeon said there had been a flaw in the chain of command of the operating theatre. She has since moved to another clinic and can appeal the judgment. The management of the institution involved said in a statement that the causes and circumstances of this medical error have been analysed in detail. Internal procedures discussed with the team and training had been provided. Story number 2. Aisha Basharat was caught buying several snacks from a hospital vending machine using a dead patient's bank card. She used a dead patient's bank card to buy crisps, sweets, and fizzy drinks just minutes after she had passed away and has avoided jail. Healthcare assistant Aisha Basharat, 23, took the 83-year-old woman's card after she died in Birmingham's Heartlands Hospital on 24th of January. Basharat, who was working on a COVID ward at the time, and helped herself to several snacks from a hospital vending machine. The doctor recorded the patient's death at 1:56 p.m., and Basharat was captured on camera just 17 minutes later, making 6 $1 contactless purchases. She later made a $1 purchase that evening and tried again twice, and she next returned to work 4 days later on the 28th of January. But by the time the card had been cancelled and police had arrested her during her shift, while she was still in possession of the victim's card, Basharat of Farm Road, Springbrook, Birmingham, initially claimed she found it on the floor and got it muddled up with her own card while paying. But a court had heard how the bank cards were different colours, and Basharat had ignored hospital protocol around patient lost property. She then went on to admit theft and fraud by false representation at Birmingham Crown Court Wednesday. She avoided jail after being sentenced to 5 months in prison, suspended for 18 months. Detective Constable Andrew Snowden of West Midlands Police said that this was an abhorrent breach of trust and distressing for the victim's family.
How dare she spend that $7?
Imagine going to jail over $7.
Yeah, some very small amounts of money. Like, obviously, a little bit nervous to be a big spender. No going to Harvey Norman and cashing in on a nice plasma TV 2022.
Bloody hell, what do you mean I need the pin? But, I mean...
Story number 3.
I could have believed that story if she was, like, taking the card to go get snacks for the patient, not knowing that she had died in the interim.
Oh, well, Jesus.
You know?
It's like a good friend. He's like, oh my God, she's dead. Now I'm going to jail because of the misunderstanding.
Yeah, she just wanted some salt and vinegar chips.
And story number 3. Doctors and nurses are used to some pretty strange sights, but a patient at Galway's University Hospital has had to deal with a particularly noisy medical episode recently. Ardle Hanley, 37, of Barnacrunny, was admitted to hospital on the 5th of March with a severe and ongoing case of singultus, or as we know it, the hiccups. Mr. Hanley had been hiccuping continuously for a fortnight and eventually presented himself to the hospital's ER department after a visit to his GP couldn't diagnose the reason for his ordeal. University hospital doctors hadn't seen anything like it. Dr. Aisling Fields said that while the case was very amusing for onlookers, it was anything but for Mr. Hanley. Mr. Hanley has been through a great deal and hasn't slept much due to the constant hiccuping, said Dr. Fields. He is exhausted, and while some people might find it amusing, it's a serious issue that we need to rectify. Since his admittance, he has been given a private bed to allow other patients to get some rest through his constant hiccuping. Doctors eventually diagnosed Mr. Hanley with damage to his vagus and phrenic nerves connected to his diaphragm, leading to the hiccups. Once the cause was identified, it was a simple procedure to fix Mr. Hanley's diaphragm, and he is on the mend. Doctors expect he will be discharged within the week.
All right. I know which one I'm leaning towards, and not for any particular reason, but it sounds so tragic that I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, that is awful. And that says...
You thinking 2?
I'm thinking story number 1 with the amputation on the wrong leg. That's like a Happy Tree Friends episode.
Now, there's a show I haven't watched in a while.
Yeah,
that stuck out to me because I'm like, I think she would be fined a lot more for not only amputating the wrong leg,
I would hope so. Yeah.
The patient dying post-op, you know?
Definitely, yeah. Yeah,
that's getting me, but I also don't know much about European facilities and things like that.
Yeah, no.
If it was American, that lady would have been killed. She would have been stoned in the street. That's it.
The patient
Catch you later. Both.
Wrong leg cut off. Oh, we got a killer.
Just erase this from history. CIA come in and just redact everything in the file. Everyone's dead. Just wet work the whole thing. I don't know. I think because there's been stories of people hiccuping for years. I think number 3 is sketchy.
Okay, and what's your reasoning?
I don't think they would operate for hiccups.
Yeah,
and I think
what's the operation?
Dan has done some sneaky research to find out what triggers hiccups. I reckon the nerves that he's pinpointed there might be things that are related to it.
Mm.
Something's giving me number 3 vibes.
All right,
that's just a personal feeling. So I'm locking in 3. Are you sticking with 1?
I'll stick with 1, yeah.
All right.
How we going, Dan?
Tom has cracked it. Those
delicious.
Those are the specific nerves that also actually, when irritated, cause hiccups. And syngultus is the actual medical term for hiccups. But unfortunately, Ardell Hanley does not exist.
I don't know what it was, but from memory, I've heard lots of stories, but Guinness World Book of Records, how people have hiccups for years and years and years. I don't think anyone has ever operated on it for that reason. People just go through life having to deal with it.
That's nuts. I couldn't even imagine that.
That was my reasoning behind it.
Mm. Sometimes Lucas, he gets hiccups and he doesn't get rid of them, but I don't know. I hope he gets rid of them before he's 22.
We better send him to Galway's University Hospital then.
That's right.
Just get international flight and
you can give
a medical procedure for hiccups.
You can vouch for their word.
That's right. They're legit.
Oh, all right.
They had a 4.4 star rating on Google Maps.
So I better go there.
Not so good on Yelp, though. Not so good on Yelp.
Nah. Awful food.
One of the other doctors amputated the wrong leg.
Good. Makes a good roast.
I saw some nurse just stealing a dead patient's bank card. It was just...
Yeah.
So
it's a rough hospital to be a part of.
So yeah, that leg was really taken off, eh? That's
that leg was really stolen.
That's no good.
Damn, that's rough.
Didn't notice for 2 weeks.
That's so sketchy. I feel if the surgeon in charge of that operation, if her statement was true, saying that the chain of command was faulty and they were like, no, this is the leg you need to cut off, blah, 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 blah. I feel really bad for her having to follow orders knowing it was wrong.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's wrong. So no, this is what it is. All right, we'll just really ruin this woman. All right.
Why is this leg black and sprouting hairs then? Just like a potato.
That means it's good. You've got to keep that one at this age.
That's rare.
She's a shiny.
Yeah, wow, you could really go down some different paths, calling people shinies, couldn't you? But
Oh, wow. Yeah, you could. Moving right along then.
No, it's all right. Dan was just naive to what he was saying. It's all right, guys. Don't cancel him. All right, Tom. I reckon
All right.
since he's so
I'm up,
confident,
am
yeah, I'm going to bury my Furphys towards the end of the show. You know, people might stop listening by the time they get to mine, hopefully.
Never mind. Okay, are you ready for this?
I think we are.
You'll be able to pick up on the theme very, very quickly. First up is Ryan Reynolds gifts Rob McElhenney commemorative Wrexham urinal for his birthday. Story number 2 is Deadpool 3 in limbo as House of Mouse disputes language and content themes.
All right. Yeah,
4.
they own Deadpool now, don't they, since the Fox acquisition? That's weird.
Ryan Reynolds creates skit about airplane safety as British Airways begins offering aviation gin on flights.
Right. All right. Ryan Reynolds is the theme. And this is kind of timely because the other day we were watching The Hitman's Bodyguard. It just came up on TV.
Yes.
And the conversation came up like, look, is Ryan Reynolds hot? And everyone's like, yes. Yeah, no shit, he's hot. And just it was like one of the girls, she's like, no, he's not that hot. We're like, you serious? So, you know, don't know what the fucking planet you're on. I think Ryan Reynolds
She's
is
more of a Danny DeVito fan, that one.
Yeah, well, look, we can all get amongst that hairline too, but like Ryan Reynolds, what a spectacular looking man. Just,
I mean, in defense, was she blind?
I think she was a bit actually.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. He's a handsome dude.
Where do you guys sit? Would Ryan Reynolds turn you gay? Would he?
I mean, I'm straight, but he's a handsome fella.
All right, so he wouldn't turn you.
He's a handsome man, but I am also straight. So
Oh, okay. Getting a bit defensive here, boys.
I mean-
I know where you're coming from. Yeah, you know, just keep it a secret.
$20
It's our
is 20
secret.
bucks, you know? $20 is 20 bucks. That's all I'm
he's
saying.
paying you $20.
Well, I hope so. No, I have to pay him 20 to give him a hand job.
Yeah, personally, I'm $30. I'm a bit more expensive, but it'll be worth it.
You're up market.
Yeah.
You're,
Gotta
you're-
pay
you're
for
for that
premium.
posh clientele.
Yeah, that's right. You know, a bit of a lighter grip, but at the same time, a lot firmer. Anyway, let's
You
try
pay
and...
for what you get. That's all I can say.
I don't know about that.
Right.
All right, let's try and
Would you
guess
like
what
some
Tom's-
extra details?
Yeah, we better. Just
All
give
right.
us all those Ryan Reynolds details. Where does that snow
All right.
trail go?
Ooh, it's all the way down.
Oh, just down to the foot. Just
Down to the big toe.
over the ankle.
All right.
Just down to the little toe.
Oh.
Hollywood star and the co-owner of Wrexham FC, Ryan Reynolds, has gifted a commemorative urinal to Rob McElhenney at the club stadium. So for those playing at home, Rob McElhenney is also an actor and star of It's Always Sunny in
Always Sunny.
Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Continuing, he cut a small red ribbon revealing a gold plaque with McElhenney's face on it and popped a bottle of Budley. Alongside his face, the plaque was inscribed with his name and birth date and has been placed above a urinal in the bathroom block at the racecourse ground. That's all the information I'm willing to give you.
All right.
So essentially, it was his birthday. They both own a soccer club. He's filmed a little skit of himself popping a bottle of champagne and revealing, rather funnily, there's a little plaque over a urinal with his face and name on it, essentially. They both co-own Wrexham FC. All right, going on. For the title, Deadpool 3 in limbo as House of Mouse disputes language and content themes. Tensions are high at the Marvel headquarters as writer, producer, and star of the Deadpool threequel, Ryan Reynolds, fights the overseers of Disney. Reynolds commented, "Working with Marvel/Feig has been amazing, and the almond lattes here are just heavenly. But boy, oh boy, Daddy Disney does not like my potty mouth." Issues have been raised about the nature of the films and Disney's stance as a family-friendly company. The company has recently come under fire after its release of the film Turning Red and its touchy subtext. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it or heard about it, but it's like a female coming of age story. So, there's lots of adult themes woven through that.
Yeah.
The upcoming third installment of the cult comic favorite Deadpool series has stalled filming and is yet to receive a release date as of yet. And that's all I'm going to give you from there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ryan Reynolds creates skit about Airways airplane safety as British Airways begins offering aviation gin on flights. Ryan Reynolds has created a spoof about plane travel in honor of his company, Aviation American Gin's newest partnership with British Airways. The actor, 45, made a few jokes about airplane safety in a recent video posted on his YouTube channel. To announce that British Airways travellers will now be offered Aviation American Gin on flights. Reynolds' skit began with him demonstrating the safety features of British Airways aircrafts. Exits here, here, and here, and taste coming down the airline. And that's all I have for you guys for that one.
All right.
Well, that was a fantastic safety demonstration at the very least.
Here, here, and here. I love visual gags on an audio format. It just, it just gets me.
Well,
Just really tickles my funny bone.
for the imaginative, they would have worked it out.
Yeah, that's right.
My first thought is they all seem very plausible. I'm leaning towards story number 2, though. While it seems very Disney-ish, I just going through my head and some of the things they have on Disney Plus. I believe they recently released Pam and Tommy about the release of Pam Anderson's sex tape, which if they have that on their platform would be very hypocritical of them, while believable to point out Deadpool's themes. And
I thought it was the comment about the almond lattes that upset you.
I mean, I could see Ryan Reynolds saying that and Daddy Disney, but
Yeah, definitely.
Well, to be fair, the video went more like working with Marvel and Fige has been just amazing, but the almond lattes here are just heavenly. And Daddy Disney, oh boy, did they not like my potty mouth.
Did that well. I'm leaning towards number 2 as well. I don't know why. That seems like the most believable story of them all. I don't know why. But like Dan said, like obviously there's some adult content on Disney Plus. Maybe with the Marvel brand though, they could be a bit more protective because it is so successful. It is probably their most successful brand that they have, even over Star Wars and their originals.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So lock it in?
I think it might be like the bit in the back of your head where it's like, oh, look, that's too believable. Tom must be bluffing us.
he's written
bloody
it too
hell.
well.
Yeah. And also, I got no idea about the airlines. He could have. I got no idea. So I will lock in number 2. I'm not very confident.
Number 2. Hedging your bets there?
Yeah, hedging your bet there, Dan.
You bloody both got it right, you bunch of legends.
Oh, look at that. We cracked it.
Yeah.
Well, that was really well done, Tom. You're just lucky
you.
we're
unlucky, but,
you're unlucky that we're just very untrusting.
You
or
guys
just,
know what's up.
Yeah, we must. I don't know. I definitely don't actually, but
Well, just unlucky that I have a Disney Plus subscription that I gave to Drew.
yes.
That's right.
So what's the update on Deadpool 3? By the way, I've got no idea. Is there an update? Is it happening?
Honestly, I've got no idea. I just wrote that down because I'm like, oh, that'll fit in. It's all Reynolds related.
No, that was really well done, Tom. It's kind of a shame you actually we got you, but
I mean, I'm glad you see through the bullshit every now and then.
yeah, you got to.
I think that it's wrapped filming from what I read last, but they are going through issues with Disney and the filming in general being like, I don't know if we want this the way like it is.
What, so it is true, or
He's just given us
Yes and
three
no.
true stories.
Yes and no. I think that there's been disputes in between Reynolds and Disney, but nothing that I've written here is true. He made on the record, he made no comment about almond lattes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think from what I did read, he did enjoy working with Marvel because it's a big boost. He didn't have to fund everything. They've got people there that'll do things for him rather than him have to take the charge on everything.
No.
But
Excellent.
I don't know.
No, well done, Tom. Well done. We still got you though, you bastard.
Bless you. You did. You bloody cheeky mongrels.
All right, guys. Here
All
we
right. Our favourite part of the night.
are. Oh, fuck.
When we get to see Daddy Drew
When I stumble.
sink into his chair.
Yeah. So what do we got here? So we got story number 1. Vasectomies on the rise amongst young, childless men. Story number 2. 18-year-old gets vasectomy after fathering 3 children. And story number 3. Vasectomy rates suggest it's not likely that men would take birth control pills. A birth control pill. So the theme is vasectomies. I did not get a vasectomy this
you got
week.
something on your mind, Drew?
No, I did not get a vasectomy, and I'm not going to get one anytime soon. But that's what came to mind for the theme for this week for some reason. But maybe it was on the mind. Maybe who knows? My balls aren't swollen, so I didn't get one by accident anyway.
Well, reading into the subtext of this Furphy bracket.
Goes well with my medical story, mayhem stories from earlier.
I think like the original story, like the theme I wanted to go with was like was basically kids, but then it turned into not having kids. Don't know what happened there. So I'll give you a bit more information. I'll read the first bit of the stories. So story number 1, vasectomies on the rise amongst young childless men. When Matthew Rodder got a vasectomy at 21, he had already been trying unsuccessfully to have the procedure for years. Quote, initially, I attempted to do it when I was 18 years old, but obviously I got turned down. Matthew told Insight. They said, come back when you're 25. After looking on Reddit, it seemed that the general pattern was that you get consistently told every time to go back, to come back when you're older. Even though the legal age in Australia to get a vasectomy is 18, historically the profession has been reluctant to operate on people under 30, according to Dr. Justin Lowe, one of Australia's leading vasectomy doctors. This is because there are several studies that show a high rate of regret and reversal at this age group is up to 12.5 times higher than those over 30. So yeah, it's I brought this one up because it's just like a really weird story of like basically kids at an age where they got no idea what they want to do for the rest of their lives, make a real serious decision where it could really impact them and a potential partner in the future. Because when you're 18, you probably, especially men, they're like, I just want to get around and fucking fuck everything, just whatever you need to do. But you might be 30 and you've got a completely different partner and she wants kids and you're like, well, I got it tied off, which was don't know, just seems a bit scary and a bit
being
stupid.
Australia's leading vasectomy expert.
Yeah,
There's a feather in your LinkedIn cap.
I mean,
just put it on the face.
let's get
Facebook
real for a
account.
minute.
Yep.
I'm a product of bad vasectomies gone wrong.
Oh, really? You escaped the prison?
My dad had the procedure. Yeah, that's right. He had the procedure.
Wow.
And was like, oh, sweet. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's, free shooting from here on out at the goals. And bada boom, bada bing, your buddy boy here, champion swimmer Ian Thorpe, made it through.
Wow, that's awesome. Well done, Tom. He's a good swimming boy.
And apparently, my dad obviously was a little bit like, hang on, I paid you how much money for you to do the wrong thing? Get back in here and, bring your sewing kit back and fix me.
Yeah, well, just like one of Dan's stories, I guess, instead of tying off his dick, he might have tied off his arsehole or something instead.
That's right.
Just really muck
Just
things
tied
up.
up his intestine.
Sorry, I got the wrong tube. At least he didn't die. That's all I'm saying.
It's like I tied up the wrong tube. Well, what tube did you tie up then? It's like, I don't know. And to this day, he's got no idea. He's like, oh, well.
His cheeks are just really bloated. He's just storing everything in there like a squirrel, and its cheeks carrying the nuts.
Oh, well, that's good for posture at least. You got something to lean against.
Cushioning.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can never have too much.
You can't. All right, story number 2 was 18-year-old gets vasectomy after already fathering 3 children. 18-year-old Brad is recovering from surgery that had on March 30th, lying on his parents' couch with a bag of ice and some Panadeine Forte. Brad says he's excited to be pumping rubber-free and shooting blanks after already fathering 2 daughters and 1 son on the way within the last 18 months to 2 different partners. While doctors hesitate to offer this procedure to such young men, the Melbourne doctor decided to take an exception for Brad after his refusal to, quote, glove up, which is a term I hadn't heard for a while until I was working with someone who's in their early 20s, and they refer to it as a glove up. I'm like, well, don't know. Don't put a glove on it.
Good Lord.
So, yeah.
There is some terms I haven't heard there for a long time, and boy, I hope that's a real story. I hope that Brad has a mullet and is like a solid VB drinker.
Sounds like he is.
Loves
that
a
would
trip
just-
out to the V8.
It would complete the image in my mind.
It's definitely the image I've
Got
got.
a filthy moustache,
Just pumping rubber free. Let's go.
and he's always wearing a Bond singlet. Nothing else,
Oh,
even
mate.
if it's below 10 degrees.
Mate, it can't be called a wife beater if I'm not married.
It's just a woman beater, and woman beaters, they're gay. I wouldn't wear them. Ugh.
Yeah, I only beat men off.
Well, obviously not. He's got a few women pregnant.
I mean, opportunist maybe. I don't know.
And story number 3, vasectomy rates suggest it's not likely that men would take a birth control pill. After decades of research and numerous failures, there is a new hope of a male oral contraceptive. A non-hormonal pill tested in mice was 99% effective in preventing pregnancies, and is expected to start a human trial by the end of the year. The pill won't be available for human use for years, but it revives hopes of a better balance in sharing the contraceptive burden. I don't know why that was so hard to get at. Maybe he's had too much of this Kraken. Half of it. God, I'm
Maybe.
white girl wasted. Only a couple of years ago, a likely effective hormonal contraception pill was found to have side effects that men found excessive, although they didn't seem disfamiliar from those current associated with female hormonal contraception, including weight gain, depression, lower sexual desire, etc., etc. The new pill is expected to have fewer side effects, but still presents a fundamental issue with the male birth control. Men might not take the pill regularly because they aren't as invested as a woman in contraception. And we'll end the article there, which is kind of fair enough. Like, I know that, like, if I was just getting around as such, I'd be smacking those pills down, but I'm sure a lot of boys would just be like, don't worry about it, not my problem, because that's a real shit sort of mindset to have, but I'm sure a lot of people have it.
I don't know. That to me couldn't be further from the truth. I reckon young males would be like, if there is something that I can chew on in the morning on bloody smoko Monday morning, I'll bloody take that pill, and then there's absolutely no pressure on me to cover anything when I sleep my way through my 20s.
And that's
There's something for old mate Brad, so he doesn't have to glove up.
Mate, Brad would be... Mate, he'd be pumping rubber free and he'd be chewing them things down like they were Tic Tacs.
What you got there, mate? I just got some KFC burger meal, and I'm just smacking down some Tic Tacs and some contraceptive pills because I respect
Just
I respect
hoovering it
women.
That's right.
I don't want to blow up a woman's stomach. I've got lots of things to do in my 20s.
There's
KFC.
2 things I respect in this world: the Colonel and contraception.
The contraception kernel, eh?
And his mullet.
Delicious
Those are his
mullet.
3 true loves.
All right,
I'm
boys.
sticking to my guns here on number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm also going to go story number 3 because I thought I saw something saying a significant percentage of men would take one, though I could just be making that up. But my gut is telling me number 3. I was tempted by story number 2, but I'm going to stay with my gut and also go number 3.
All right, she's locked in. And the answer is... it was number 2, boys. The Furphy was number 2.
Oh. I should have gone with the Temptress.
And earlier I was barfing Lucas and I hadn't come up with my Furphy yet. I'm like, Chantel, write me a Furphy. So this was Chantel's Furphy.
Oh, damn.
So she's the one who put all that lingo in there.
The mastermind.
Glove up. All right. And
Love up and pump and
There's
rubber
the
free.
name of this episode.
yeah, and just for a bit of context out there, no, I've never been told to glove up or pump rubber free.
Or pump it away.
I'm almost disappointed that you haven't been. All right. That's all I'm saying.
Could you imagine a journalist coming over or it's like writing like a story about it? It's like, yeah, I just want to fucking pump rubber free. I'm just sick of all this fucking shit. Just it feels good. I just want to fucking fuck. I just want to get in there. But I just love bloody women. Oh, I just rolling in them like a bad smell. Oh, just give it a, oh, God. I've got 3 kids.
I feel like we've learned more about you from this brief conversation than we have in a long time.
Yeah, okay. Well, what have you learned about me?
I don't know. That it's just a lot. It's I'm gonna have to go home and have a really solid think about all the things I've heard tonight. Reevaluate my life.
I know. I just had a kid, so you can put that into perspective as well.
This is true.
Pumping rubber free, whatever you need.
Whatever we need to.
whatever visualization you have of me while listening or talking to me on the show. It's whatever.
It's nothing but you surrounded by like these little cherubs with bows. Just,
I imagine just pumping
Valentine's
it's
Day.
like some dance
All the
where you're just
time.
like putting your fists above your head and you're just going douche douche douche. Like what's that song? Like Amalia here, Amalia ho, Amalia ha, Amalia ha.
the what is it?
I don't know, but can you please keep singing it till we figure it out?
It's from the early 2000s.
It was from a game. The game Zoomer. The Zoomer theme.
It's from Mitchell's vs. the Machines, the Netflix movie from last year.
I used to listen to it all the
It's
time.
from
People who make
Zoomer,
the
but
Lego
Rihanna sampled it in one of her songs.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, I've completely forgot. It was on my
Yeah.
iPod when I was a kid.
I'm gonna be.
This was to all the time.
I'm gonna have a wee back, but it's not because my child's crying. It's because I need a wee.
It's because
I'll
of
be
your
right back.
balls crying. Yeah.
It's because I need to go pump rubber free,
Blood
boys.
is crying.
All right. While Tom just has a break to pump rubber free in the toilet.
I don't know why that's broken me so much. It's just the way you said it when I was trying to stretch for anyone listening along at home. I don't know.
Look, I'm always I seem to be bringing like the real gross stories, don't I? Just gets everyone cringing a bit.
So here's me with surgeon amputating wrong leg and nurse stealing dead patient's bank card, and somehow not the grimmest stories of the day.
Yeah, because like for everyone that's at home, Dan puts these stories together, and he's literally making a portfolio of his stories. So he actually can't. I don't think he'll ever do this because he actually wants to show someone eventually. He can't just do like a story like man sits on dick. Dick rises or something, you know.
I mean, I did do man eat shit at championship parade.
Yeah, but it's not so crude, is it? Will you ever do a real crude one, or is it just not you?
I don't think it's me.
Yeah, no,
It's just not me.
It's not a Dan
I'd
thing.
rather think of something that sounds ridiculous to go with my other 2 ridiculous stories.
Yeah, well, just with how gross mine was. I'm surprised none of you guys picked it. I didn't expect you to go for the last one.
I was thinking about it. I was tempted, but I saw a fake story somewhere that stayed my hand.
Well, I'm glad that I won the episode.
You did. You are the winner of Furphys today. That's what I've learnt.
I've got a little imaginary trophy. And Tom, welcome back. How did you pump, my friend?
It was, I did exactly that. Rubber free.
Rubber free.
No parabens involved here.
You didn't put a rubber on for doing a pee?
It'd be weird. It'd be like a very strange, warm water balloon.
No, you're not wrong. All right, so let's move into the things that we learned during this episode. As every good show comes to a close, it's only good if we learn something. We got some educational value out of it. So, Dan, what did you learn this episode of Crackin Furphys?
What didn't I learn? Honestly, I learned some new phrases. I learned some new sayings. Oh boy. Learned never to trust anything Chantel writes ever again.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, I learned that Chantel has some lingo that I never thought would have come out of her pen or mouth. But I feel like she channeled it through you well.
Yeah, she did.
I also learned Ryan Reynolds is not a safe bet when it comes to writing Furphys. And I
not trust
learned,
Austrian surgeons.
That's right. Never go to Europe for any medical-related operations.
Just go to Thailand instead.
That's right. Cheap dental.
Cheap dental, cheap cosmetic.
Well, I'm just glad that, Tom, that your dad went to Europe to get a vasectomy, because otherwise you wouldn't be sitting here with us today. You wouldn't have escaped the hatches of the closed-up tube. You would have just been banging against those stitching.
Mate, I was like Tom Clancy. There was no way anyone was keeping me locked up. I was out of there. Splinter Cell.
The great sperm Dini.
That's right.
Fucking sperm Dini. All right. All right, boys. Thank you very much for joining me here on Crackin Furphys. It was an absolutely blast talking with you here again, even though with a few technical difficulties once again. But it's all good. Doesn't matter too much. The world is still rotating.
I blame Ash.
Drew still has one more contingency up his sleeve in case things break. So
we do, yeah.
That's right.
We've got a couple of things. Not too many more things, though. If the power goes out, then we're fucked.
Can't keep breaking, or we'll go through them all.
We are.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll join you once again next week at the bar. But until then, catch you later.
Who's going not to have a vasectomy? He wrote all his stories.
All right, Tom, this is where you can bag Ash.
And Ash is not here, so he's a bit shit, even though he's got a pretty good reason. I guess we'll accept it.
I mean, why do we even have Ash on this podcast? I'd much rather we had Mason Redman. He's a lot better looking.
Hey, Mason, look, we know you've got a game against Melbourne this week, but you know what? I need you to tell Trucker Rutten that you can't play. You got a podcast record.
Yeah, man. Honestly, it's a much better call out than playing for an AFL team. Obviously, the you might take a bit of a pay cut, but you know what? I think we can satisfy all your other needs.
It's for the love of the pod.
I don't know. Dan might be a bit offended though. Big Crows fan. He'd be like, "No, we can't have that." And he'll just be spitting at him and not even listening to him talk, and just being rude and obnoxious. I don't know if I could deal with that.
He'll be reading his stories out, and I'll just be booing. Boo.
Did you see that, ref? He just said "and." Book him.
And.
Boo.
Striking.
And I was saying Boo Earns.
I also was saying Boo Earns. But let's get back to the crux of the story. Fucking Ash. This motherfucker. This
fucking
beautiful,
Ash.
blonde-haired, blue-eyed, money-making motherfucker.
But he goes out
Dodged
to
the bar again.
Gets a hint of responsibility, and he just no more time for the podcast. He's got a mind to run.
How dare you be responsible and work hard, you fuck.
Well, no,
How dare you try and move ahead in life?
Look, boys, it wasn't even him working. He was going out to another bar with other friends. He just dogged us for another occasion.
You mean he has other friends other than us?
Look, I know.
Pumping free.
I know.
Pumping rubber free with the rest of the boys in the mine.
Jesus. Jeez Louise. No,
Mate. What happens in Meekatharra stays in Meekatharra.
I didn't even know there was a bar there. But apparently there is. Maybe just a rock.
It's the wrong bar.
Well, you wouldn't have anything else to do if there was no beer there, so we would have to do something. Which is just drinking.
Yeah. Pub with no queers.
Oh well, we love you, Ash. we'll see you next week, my friend.
Speak for
Or
yourself.
maybe he also said he was out next week, so
That's
Oh, yeah.
right.
Well, we won't see him next week.
He's booked
will
out.
we ever see him again?
Don't
Are
know.
we ever going to see his face again?
Find
Tune
out
in
another
next
way.
week to find out if we actually do ever get Ash back again. But, I mean, not next week.
Capture a wild goose.
Crackin Furphys is lovingly crafted and recorded in the southeast of South Australia. The show is produced and hosted by me, Drew Agnew, and my co-hosts are Ash Wallace, Daniel Treadray, and Thomas McRobert. If you enjoy my work here as well as on my other podcasts, The House of Mario, Encore at The House of Mario, and A Drew Story, help spread the word by sharing us with a mate or leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you would like to show further support and help me achieve my goal of freeing up one working day a week to spend more time refining and creating podcasts, please consider checking out patreon.com/idruby, where for only $1 you get access to my secret recordings where I share everything behind the scenes. A big thank you to the legend Deejaayy for supporting the content at the podcast producer level on Patreon. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.